This is the Polesine by Mirkomod. It's 673.89 megabytes to download, and the description says a flat region in north of Italy characterised by small medium-sized fields could be very complicate to drive big tractors between small country roads, rivers and old buildings. More than 195 fields, 11 vineyard fields already planted, 1 megawatt BGA, 4 farms, 1 for horses training, many different sale points, crop calendar is changed. So, let's go and check it out. And here we are. This is where you start off in all 3 modes, and this is the map, guys. So as you can see, a lot of fields, as it says in the description. We are actually down here. I am in new farmer mode, but interestingly enough, we don't actually start off with a farm in new farmer mode. We do get some fields, which are these 3 fields here. They do come as one lump, and that is the theme across this map. So when you buy plots, you can get sometimes up to 5-6 fields off of one plot. They're not badly priced either, so they're pretty reasonable. This guy here, this plot, 121,000, that's got a value of, and like I say, 3 separate fields there, not too bad at all. Now, in all 3 modes, you get the same starting equipment, and it all starts down here at the store, because obviously we don't have a farm, nowhere to store them. But you can use all the things on the other farms, so all the sleep triggers, the animal pens, silos, things like that, we can actually use them without owning the plots of land. So that's pretty good that you can do that. And there is actually 5 sleep triggers, even though it says 4 farms, there's actually 5 sleep triggers. So we do have 1 farm down here, and that is the old cow farm, I will call it. We've got the horses up here. As you can see, sleep trigger. This is the bigger farm, I would say, out of the 4. This is the more modern cow barn with a sleep trigger, and there is another farm here that doesn't have any animals on, but it's got a couple of sheds and a silo and obviously a farmhouse. And interestingly enough, there is a sleep trigger down here at the BGA, which is very random, but we'll talk about that when we sort of get there. So you can actually use those. If I click on this again, you can see all this highlighted. So it takes in all the roads, and there's like a river that runs through, little streams, etc. like that. That is, it's not really the outside of the map, but you know what I mean. That's almost 1.7 million. Now here's the thing. If you come on here and farm manage and start from scratch, you don't start off with any land, so you don't get this. So that is very pricey to buy. As far as I can tell, there's not really that many areas where you could make use of, so I kind of don't see the point in owning it, but now I'm going to contradict myself in a second. But all there is really is this sort of triangle up here, but that is full of those horrible silver birch trees, which you'll see a few of them as we go around the map, which are absolutely awful to cut down with a chainsaw, and they don't pay out very well. And all these dark green areas like that, they have all got those silver birch trees in, and they are awful. So if you wanted to clear that area or those areas, extend your fields or make another field, good luck, because like I say, they are horrendous. With a chainsaw you might want to get a T-Rex or tree be gone just to get rid of them. But going back to this area, at first I thought, right, there's no point even owning that, so if you want to come on and farm manage, start from scratch, not a problem. But if I click off that, as you can see, it takes out a chunk of this field. So if you came on here in those 2 modes and you wanted to buy this plot of land, is it going to allow you to harvest this bottom part of this field? I don't think it's going to. So my advice would be to come on here in new farmer mode, because of the fact you don't start off owning a farm. You can still go wherever you like. You don't have to own or buy a farm to use the products. You can use all the cow barns and horses, etc., silos, etc. There is one exception, again contradicting myself, up at this main farm, which we'll talk about when we get to it. But yeah, that is the map, guys. So in terms of prices and plots and things like that, I will show you. In fact, I'll show you that as an example. So if we clicked on that, it will take in these 4 fields, that one there, and then the rest of that. It's got a value of 221 grand. Down here, plot 40 takes in these 3 bigger fields, 234. And it's a little bit like that. See, 241, you get all those fields. Now, as you can see, there is a lot of grape vineyards on here. And again, they are sold off in chunks. There is no olives on the map, as far as I can tell. There wasn't. No, there isn't. So it's just grapes on here. But again, if I click on that plot there, it takes in those 4. So you'll buy them in chunks. Again, those. So you might buy one over there, and randomly enough, you got some over there. So that's how it's going to work on this map. And again, you buy those 2 together, but you also got one right up there out the way. So very random, but the prices aren't too bad. So in terms of the farms, 55 grand for the old cow farm. The horses, 201. This modern one's 540. So like I say, that is the biggest one, more expensive, but that kind of has a little trick up its sleeve. 299 for that plot. You do get those 2 fields with that one, which is pretty cool. And then down here is the BGA, 504 grand for that plot of land, but that doesn't mean you own that BGA. I'll talk about that when we actually get there. But that is the map, guys. Right, that's that bit out of the way. Let's crack on, because there's a lot to get around. There's no collectibles. We don't start off with any productions. There is contracts available on the other fields. And as you can see, those 3 barns, animal barns that we just seen, we do have access to them, even though we don't own the land. Vehicles we'll go through in a second. There is no custom crops or anything like that. Plenty of places to sell things. And the crop calendar is customized, as it says. Now, it's not showing any planting or harvesting windows for sugarcane or cotton. That's probably because it's not a thing for this country or this area. So whether you can actually still go ahead and plant those, I'm not sure. But if you can, I would imagine you could plant any month if you've got seasons on. But I'm not 100% sure of that. I didn't test it. But that is that area. In terms of mods, there's only a couple of things. In sheds, you'll see all these as we drive around. There's quite a lot of modded in sheds, sort of very fitting for this map, as you can imagine. Silos, again, we've got a pallet and bale shed, manure heap thing like that. And then the only other thing was in animals and cows, we've got the 2 cow barns. So there isn't a modded in horse barn, that is standard, you'll see. But there is 2 cow barns, and that is it. Let's do slot counts quickly. It is the same across all 3 modes. It is 1,229, because like I said, you start off with exactly the same equipment. So small tractors, we've got the Fendt Favret 511C, got 2 medium tractors, which Deutschfahrt 8280, and a New Holland T7, that's nice. John Deere T560 harvester, a forklift, which I'm guessing you'll probably might want to leave up at the shop. It's up to you. It's going to take you quite a long time to drive it around the roads though. Header for your harvester, cultivator, power harrow, and a trailer for our header. That is it. Now if you want to sell off all that equipment and just, you know, start with your own thing, you can get it down to 1,117. So there we go. Right, we're going to do a few things on foot first because they're quite close. I love the signs, all the buildings, people drying their clothes on their balconies. So it's got a few little things here and there, but I think it's got a lot of potential. There's some nice detail on this map. But anyway, right in front of us we've got our first sale point, and this is fruits and vegetables, which is cool. Run round the back of there, we've actually got our bakery. It's actually called the Ballerin Bakery and Pastry Shop. So there we go. That's where you can make your bread and flour and things, cakes. and we will run back round here and cross the road. We've got another cool little area. I like what they've done. At time of recording, it has actually only got 3.5 stars on Mod Hub, so whether people have been finding some issues with it, I'm not quite sure, because obviously I'm not playing on it, I'm just checking it out. But in here it's been done like a recycling centre. We've got the debris crusher, as you can see. Spin round, we've got a nice football field, soccer field just there, which is pretty cool. Now we're going to run down to the shop. I'll show you the shop area, and then I think we'll lease a pickup because it's going to take a little while to get round. But it looks pretty cool. I like it. It's got a very sort of Mediterranean feel to it. You know, I'm only guessing that there's probably a few issues with certain things for it to only have 3.5 stars, because I think it looks pretty cool. This is our dealership. As you can see, there is all our equipment. As you can see, this is also our reset point. It's roughly about here. You'll see when we lease a pickup. So store icon there. Just inside these doors we've got a workshop trigger like so. So we're going to grab ourselves a pickup just to make life a bit easier. I'll grab one of these guys just because it's going to look a bit more fitting on the map. And there it is, right in front of our Deutsch. It's got some cool decoration on here. One thing I did notice, when you get near sort of any of the waterways, the streams, there is a bit of flashing, which you'll probably see. So I think that probably needs to be addressed. We'll turn down here. There you go. You can see that. If you sort of move around, it's a little bit annoying. Right, first up in here, I will spin round so we are ready to leave. This is quite an interesting area because this is called the Riccardi production of clothes and fabrics. So if we go on the map and we actually click on that, it's showing 2 of those, and they're both productions. Basically, this one here on this side is your spinnery. We do also have a wardrobe function just there, but if I click on that, that is going to be your spinnery for 60 grand. So that's going to be for your, well, I say cotton and wool, it could just be wool depending on whether you can plant cotton on here. And then the second one to our left, this is going to be your tailor shop, so it will say that again, but that's 100 grand. So this is where you're going to turn your fabric from your spinnery into your clothes like so. So pretty cool area. I do like the way that they've taken the productions and kind of adapted them, modded them in. I've missed my turning, so excuse me. That is one thing I probably will have to keep doing, is checking the map, because there's things all over the place on here. So if there's any slight sort of jump cuts in the recording, that is probably why, guys. Just to note. I probably will show you where we've been as well, so that you can check it out. Right, let's again spin round so we're out ready to go. But this is the older cow farm. So we've got the farmhouse sleep trigger on the porch. As you can see, we've got various shed spaces. We do have a workshop trigger here, which is cool. And then we've got the farmer 400 silo just there, so 400,000 litre capacity. Little sheds again like so. And then we have our old cow barn over here, more sheds, which is pretty quirky. We've got a dialogue box just round this side. Only holds 20 cows, but it's a very small barn. You'll feed and straw just in there, milk out there, and we've got a slurry collection point just there. Now there is no manure heap, so I'm not sure if manure appears in here or you will have to place down a manure heap. I don't know. Haven't tested that. Right, let's head on out of here. Let's have a quick look, etc. Right, yeah, so I need to go left here. I may bring you back in a couple of times as well on the tour because there's a little bit backwards and forwards, but I will let you know. We need to turn left here. Again, that's flashing there, that water, but that's something that could hopefully be fixed easily enough. There you go, look, pretty bad. Pretty cool area this though. We've got some anglers, they must have gone for lunch or something, breakfast. Got their rods set up, that's pretty cool, I like that. Little details like that, I like. Old derelict building there as well, look, the tiles all coming off. Right, we're going to head down here because this area is right out of the way, which is a bit annoying, and I will definitely jump back up to that sort of pond area where the fishermen are after we visited this. We've got like a solar farm or something to our left. That's the edge of the map though, we can't access that, but it's nice that they've added in some features outside of the sort of map boundary. And then just here we've got a lime buy point, and then we've got a sell point just here, which is the farmer shop. So there we go. Right, I'll see you back up by that little pond lake area. Right, back in business. So we've got a great vineyard to our right. Now there is a train track on this map, but it is just decorative. There's no sale point or anything like that. I haven't seen a train yet, but I don't think there's going to be one. But if there is one, just be aware that those barriers may drop down. So, but I don't think there will be one. I think it is just purely decorative. Right, in to here, this is our BGA area. There's quite a few way stations at some of the places, including this one. Again, we'll spin round and get ready for quick exit. This is the sleep trigger in here, which is very random. There's no obviously farmhouse, but there is a sleep trigger there if we want to use it. Also a workshop trigger. We've got 3 big bunker silos, as you can see, and obviously this is our BGA, which is the big one. Now if you want to buy this, that land is 504 grand. So like I say, you can buy the land on its own, but it doesn't mean you own this. Now if we go up to here, it's going to be one of those ones. So it's 1.5 million to buy this BGA, but obviously it's taken in the 504,000 for that plot of land. So if you did buy it that way, you will own the land as well, but you can just buy the land if you want. But it's a little bit hit and miss on this map of what you can sell as well, because I bought this plot of land, it wouldn't let me sell these bunker silos or anything else on here. Some of the little sheds down at the old cow barn you could sell, but others you couldn't. So it is a bit hit and miss. Well, I think they've kind of done it like that because they're sort of saying this is the way we want the map to be, so please play it this way. I don't know. This bit of road's a bit up and down. There's a plot of those horrible birch trees, as you can see, but if you cleared them, you've got another field there, or to make one a bit bigger. On our left we've got the dairy, and we're going to turn right here. As you can see, it has been done very, very nice. I think it's a pretty cool map. I think it's definitely got a lot of potential. Nice vineyard again to our right, and hopefully if there is any really bad issues that some people have been finding, then they can be sorted out. Right, this could be interesting in here because we have 2 points in here. One is a production, one is a sell point, but they are both called Mil Italy or Milino Italia. So basically this is going to be your grain mill, so you can buy the production there. We've got another way station here, but round this side we've got 2 tip-in points. Now my guess is the one on the left would probably connected to that building, the grain mill. The one on the right is the actual sell point. We do have some crop icons at the top, but what I would say is if you're doing a contract and it's asking you to bring it here, make sure you pick the right one, because that could be a little bit tricky. Right, out of there and in here, this is our supermarket sell point. Again, nicely done. I like the texture of the floor. But right round the back here we've got our sell point, like so. The trolleys out the front, which is pretty cool. Shopping carts, I don't know what you call them. Again, horrible trees in front of us. Right, so we started off here, we came along, walked to the shop, came down into the spinnery sort of area, across there into the old cow farm, down round into there, line point. I brought you back in about here, went across BGA, up round there into whatever that was, the dairy. We didn't go in there, did we? Across up there, did those two, and now we're going to head on up that way and across. So still a fair bit to see. Hopefully I won't stop too much like that, because I do need to try and get it all in within the time I'm allowed. But again, another cool sort of area, all nicely done with signs and buildings. On the right hand side you might recognise this building from Oak Belleron, but that is the restaurant sale point. Pretty cool, they got a swimming pool out the back. How cool is that for a restaurant? Grab yourself a bit of spag bowl and then dive in and have a little swim. Probably not on a full stomach, but anyway, in here is the farm without any animals. So sleep trigger just there, farmhouse. Do have another way station. We've got some sheds, as you can see, like so. Silo in the corner there, and then in that corner inside we've got another workshop trigger, like so. So that is that farm. And then driving down this way, across the train track again, we've got another sort of custom production area on our left, and this is called biofood. So there we go, it's a production, all your products will appear there. I think your tip-in point is round the back, just under there. Basically I bought this just to double check we weren't missing a trick, but that basically is your cereal factory. So it does exactly the same as your cereal factory, it's just been sort of revamped, renamed, which again is pretty cool. It's not too bad. We are going to turn right here. Again, another cool revamped production. This is our grape processing unit, another way station. And there we go. All your tipping in, buying point, pallet spawn points just there. Should be able to squeeze around this building. There we go. And I like the fact that there's quite a few vineyards around this building, which is handy. Not too far to go. There's another one there, look, as well. Pretty good. I like it. Right, moving on. We've got to go all the way. No, we haven't. We were supposed to turn around back there and turn off. Getting carried away. See what I mean? Easy to miss areas. We will try and get in front of this guy. There we go. Sorry, pal. Carrying along this way. I'm remembering where I went on my look round earlier. We have on our left in here, which you can probably tell is going to be, but there is 2 productions in here. So first of all, round this backside we've got the carpentry sale point, then literally right on this corner the sawmill starts with all your sort of triggers, wood chip out point like so. Now I want to head all the way up here. I was getting confused with this track or road. Right, this one here is ma.ro.seriali, which is a sell point for basically your grain types. So just in here, so it's not a production, it's a sell point, but there is 2 of them in here. They do show 2 on the map, and the other one is just here, and if I jump out you'll see this is for potatoes. So as you can see, we are up here, there's one there. They're both named exactly the same because they are technically the same place, but one's for potatoes, etc. So I think we came along, didn't we? We did this farm, came out, biofood, down into there. Yeah, great processing. I missed a turn in there, went across carpentry sawmill up here to that sell point. We're going to come all the way down, visit this farm, and literally come round like that. We will need to drop down into there again, so I may do a cut from there, but so far we are getting there. You can take that track just back there which loops down, if you can just about see the mini map. It runs almost parallel to where we're going now, but I do need to go back down this way to catch a couple of other areas, one being this modern cow farm which is just here. Now the farmhouse is just there for this farm. That is your sleep trigger on the front door there, and this is our actual cow farm. Again, we've got another way station, got another farmer 400 silo, shed space. I will drive around because it's fairly big. More sheds, bunker silos, 3 of. In fact, this shed is one of the pallet and bell storage ones, 250 that will take, so that's good that that one's on there. This one does have a BGA here, which is very random. I will show you in a second. We've got a slurry extension tank there, we've got a manure heap extension there, so you will get manure from these cows. Feed and straw in there, dialogue boxes there, 250 cows. We've got slurry out there, and we've got milk down that far end, which I'll show you. Now I'm just going to quickly add in some money. Right, a little bit richer. So if I click on here, we are now up here, and I'll buy that plot of land for 540,000, just over. Click off that, you can see BGA opens up now. We've got all our icons like so, and that will also appear in here now. So it's just a standard BGA, a little bit random, look, it's on that farm, but there you go. Get your own BGA for that one. So there's 2 BGAs on the map. Right, milk point is there, as you can see. And then let's head on out and carry on. So we are going to go basically down almost near where the shop is. We came across past there just a second ago. We do have a fuel station just there. So yeah, if we carry on down over to the right, you can see the shop with all our equipment still. So we did come straight across here, didn't we, earlier? But we took a right just up here. We are going to carry straight on now. Over this little bridge. Whoa, that's a bit bumpy there. Over the water. and we're going to turn in here. And I quite like this area as well. It's very old, sort of derelict looking. And I was trying to think earlier of what this reminded me of, the way it looked, the old style, and it's just suddenly hit me now. Do you remember the original RoboCop film? At the very start, when he gets sort of, well, roughed up, I won't say too much, by the people, the gangsters, the criminals, and he ends up being turned into RoboCop. It reminds me of that, where they pull in all these old sort of derelict, I don't know why, a bit weird isn't it, but there you go. Right, this is actually our sugar mill, so you tip in there, you can buy it as a production like so, and your pallets will appear there, but I don't know, it's just got that weird feel to it. Right, so cow farm out of there, fuel station back down there, all the way across, down through into there. I'll jump, in fact no, I'm going to leave you in actually, because I was going to go back the proper way, but I'm not. I'm going to be a little bit naughty, and we're going to cut through someone's yard here, because you can't always get to where you want to without having to go the long way round. But we're going to do this, and then I'm literally just going to cut across the corner of this field, and we're up onto this road here. So we are now here, so that just cut out me doing that really. So we're going to head on up, we'll do these little bits, we'll finish up at the horse farm. I think that should be it. So on the left is where we're heading, that is the animal dealer. We've also got a sell point in there. Your sell point's just there, and your animal dealer with your dialogue box is just there, like so. And then heading out, you can carry straight on and then go down that way and you'll get to the horse farm, but if I go this way you get to see where the farmhouse is. So we drive up through there, and it is literally just over there. Sleep trigger just there. Now there is a dog kennel there, but that is just decorative. If you buy that plot of land you don't get a dog. I did buy all the land that I could earlier and it didn't do that. So right, we do have a sort of trotting area, I guess you would trot round or walk round the horses, which is pretty good, but there is another jumping area around the other side. But this is our horse barn, so feed and straw through here, dialogue boxes here. This will hold 8, they are going to appear out in there, and there is your sort of riding round. You can go in through here, jump through the hoops and loops. Workshop trigger again, and more shed space. But I think that is it. I think we've covered it all, guys. Yeah. So we've kind of done that with a little bit of do here and there, and then finished up there. But there you go, the Polesine or Polesine, I don't know how you say it, by Mirkomod. Let me know your thoughts. I think it's quite a nice map with plenty of potential, very sort of Mediterranean feel to it as well, which I like. So if you have enjoyed the map tour, please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, that would be fantastic. Don't forget to smash the bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.